I think it's fair to say that we are big fans of Volvo and Electrifying. The Volvo EX30 was our car of the year a couple of years ago. We rate the EX90 highly, and that car just missed out on winning Luxury Car of the Year at the World Car Awards last month. But it is this car, the EX60, that has really got you lot talking. So the numbers on my first look video of this are absolutely huge. There are tons of comments, most of them very positive. And I've started to think that this car might just end up being the sweet spot in Volvo's range. So I am here today in Barcelona to take it for a first drive and see if it lives up to the hype. When we think of Volvo, loads of us think of rugged estates that last a lifetime. In reality, it is this shape of car, the SUV, that powers Volvo these days. And there is one car in particular, the XC60, which is its best-selling SUV of all time. And this is effectively the electric version of that. So there's quite a lot resting on these rather lovely large wheels. It's also up against some really tough competition. So it's arriving just as we've got the current World Car of the Year, the BMW iX3, also our electrifying car of the year. Mercedes has just launched the GLC, which massively moves the EV game on for them. So yeah, the competition is going to be fierce. It is literally a car park full of EX60s around here. Mine is the prettiest because I'm going to give a shout out to this gorgeous green. I loved this when I saw it on the car in studio. I actually really love it. Now you see it outside. It's quite a dull day today, so it looks a little bit more greeny grey. When the sun came out earlier, it was a bit sort of more vibrant and sparkly. I really like it. Other colours are available, but if I were you and you were in the market for one, I would spec this. It looks great. So it's a quick design roundup. Love the Thor's hammer lights at the front, that distinctive Volvo face. You come around here, you've got big massive 22-inch wheels. I love the big wheels. You can spec 20s and 21s, but why would you? Because they look brilliant. And actually, I've already been for a quick drive in this car. And normally, if you get massive wheels, you can feel that in the ride. You couldn't at all. Love the big shoulder line that runs along the side, but this is my best bit. My best bit is here. Oh, these new door handles, they're called Wing Grip. They are so delightful. They give me so much pleasure. I just, I love the fact they've just reinvented a handle. And it's great there, isn't it? Shall I just talk about the door handles for a bit longer? Manos is looking at me like he's bored of me doing this now. Shall I move on, Manos? I really like the door handles. Oh, look, there's another one here. So satisfying. When you get to try them for yourself, you'll understand. The door handles do make me really happy, but something has just crossed my mind. Children, small children, might not be able to reach the door handles. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let us know in the comments below. Round to the back, where I'm sorry, it's very dirty. We went for a drive for an hour in it and managed to find a thunderstorm, so apologies for that. But how good does this look? Look at this. I love the step in the light. It looks so premium and fancy. Yeah, I just really like it. I think it's understated and, classy Volvo design, all the stuff they do well. If it's not rugged enough for you, then don't panic. There is a cross-country version coming as well. That looks great. But yeah, right then, inside. I think inside is where the EX60 really stands out. So Volvo, I think, has had a few goes at getting its interiors right, and this strikes a brilliant balance. It's not too minimalist and clinical. Yes, I'm looking at you, EX30, and it's not quite as fussy as something like the EX90. It just has the right balance, and there are some beautiful touches, like the gorgeous crystal knob there for the volume and the little Swedish flag on the seats, and yes, a glove box that you don't need to go into an infotainment screen to open. It just opens and it has a fabulous little bin thing that you can empty. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the interior more later because you clicked on this video because it said first drive. So let's do that. Oh, this is such a nice car to drive. Honestly. There are 3 battery options to choose from depending on your budget and how far you need to go. The entry-level P6 gets an 80 kilowatt-hour usable battery, good for up to 385 miles of range. The mid-spec P10 steps up to 91 kilowatts and 410 miles. And the flagship P12 all-wheel drive gets a huge 112 kilowatt-hour battery with a class rivaling 503 miles of range. Performance ranges from the sublime to the, quite frankly, slightly ridiculous. The entry-level P6, well, that's sublime. It produces 374 horsepower. 0 to 60 will take you 5.9 seconds, which is more than enough for anyone, really, isn't it? If you move up to the P10 all-wheel drive, which is this car, you get 510 horsepower and a 0 to 62 time of 4.6 seconds. If that is not enough for you, what is wrong with you? Why do you want so much performance in a family car? But don't stress, because Volvo has got you covered, because they have the P12 all-wheel drive. That delivers a frankly bonkers 600 brake horsepower, 0 to 62, 3.9 seconds. Like I said, you don't really need that much power, do you? I actually think this is the sweet spot. I think the power delivery in this is really beautiful. It's very smooth, it's very punchy. You have that performance there when you need it for pulling out from a junction, doing an overtake on the motorway, but at no point does it seem over the top. So tech-wise, this is built on Volvo's new Superset platform. So it's the same kind of idea that BMW has gone for with its new Neue Klasse platform. And at the centre of it all, it's something called the Hug-in Core, which I just love, the Hug-in Core. And I love it because it gives me an opportunity to talk about Norse mythology. You didn't think I'd ever be able to shoehorn that into a video, did you? So the Hug-in Core is named after Odin's raven. He had 2 ravens, actually. Who is Odin, I hear you ask? He was like the chief god in mythology, like the top god. And he really wanted to have loads of knowledge and information. And Hugin, the raven's job, was to fly out around everywhere and bring him back all the information, everything he needed to know, which, when you think about it, is the perfect name for the very clever tech stack at the heart of this car. Only instead of a raven, it's controlled by NVIDIA and Qualcomm, which admittedly is not quite as romantic and lovely, but probably a bit more efficient. Oh, and when you put your foot down, honest to God, if you feel like you need the P12 performance, yeah, don't get it. This has got more than enough. You see, what's clever about this car is the bit that you can't see. It's the platform underneath. So it sits on a brand new platform for Volvo. This is the first car to use it. And it just feels different. It drives differently to other Volvos that I've driven. It feels more settled. The structure feels very stiff, but not in a bad way, not in an uncomfortable way. It just means that over bumps or lumps on the road, it doesn't fidget, it just sort of smooths everything out, which I really like. And a big part of how settled and refined it feels is down to how the battery has been integrated. So they've used a different technique. The cells are integrated actually as part of the car. They're put more into the body of the car. So I would say the whole thing just feels so much more planted and confident when you're cornering, when you're taking a corner. The other thing I've noticed is how quiet it is in here. Really quiet. So in this version, which is, as I said, the P10, you get an active chassis with sensors that monitor the car and also the road, up to, wait for this, up to 500 times a second. And what that means is that the dampers are constantly adjusting. So you get comfort when you want it, but it can still feel engaging when you're pushing on. It's a really smart system, and you can adjust it, set it up as you want. You can choose between 3 different settings, but the ride quality does just feel really refined and smooth. There are no Regen paddles on the steering wheel, which would make me so happy if there are. But what I do like is that when you're driving, you have your little 1 pedal button that comes up just here. And you can have different versions. You can have it set on automatic, which works well, or you can choose from high or just a standard lower version. So it's just there if you need it. Let's put it into automatic, which again, I have really liked. You know, just thinking about driving the Mercedes GLC, which I've done recently, and the iX3. And I do like both of those cars for different reasons. I think it's so interesting because this drives completely different to those two, as they do from each other. And I think if I was to sum up the difference, it would be that it just feels more laid back. Just feels a bit more chilled out. And I really like that vibe that it's got going on. It's easy to drive, takes a corner well, doesn't make a fuss. It's very Swedish. I like it. And let me give a shout out to the ADAS systems, which I have made a lot of use of. And they feel, I've got to say, like a real step on. Now, I think it's fair to say that I haven't always loved Volvo's ADAS systems in previous cars. Found them a bit grabby and a bit reactive. And generally, I've turned them off because I haven't loved them. This feels very, very different. It feels much more fluid. It feels like it's almost kind of predicting what you're going to be doing rather than correcting you at the last minute after the fact. And I really like that. But back to the interior, because it does make me very happy in here. So you've got two screens, sort of a really big central screen here, which is 15 inches. You've got a smaller one there with all your driver information, and I love the fact that because the steering wheel is smaller, which I know may not appeal to everybody, although I love it, I like the fact that it means that that is right in your driver's eye line. I do love the positioning of that. I just really want to give a shout out though to some of the thought that's gone into stuff in here. So I talked about that earlier, but I just love the way that you've got two little charging ports down there. You've got an 18 and a 60 watt. You've got the same in the back, so you've got one which is faster. And then your cable just feeds up there and you've got a little shelf to put your phone on. It's just so nicely done and so neat. The materials in here are lovely. They just feel really nice. You know, it's the kind of car that you get in and you think, oh yeah, this is special. Oh, let me give a shout out to the seatbelts. Oh, which I loved when I did the walk around video. So the seatbelts, they look quite normal, don't they? But they're not. They're very clever. They're fitted with sensors and they actually detect your individual body shape and size. So, you know, they can feel the bits that I might have, that a bloke might have, and they know if somebody's tall or small, and they react to that, to your body size. I love the fact that after inventing them for the first time, Volvo is reinventing the seatbelts yet again. There are lots of things that I'm glossing over in this, and we do have a full deep dive of the interior in my walk around video, which is here on the channel. So as soon as you finish watching this one, you can go and watch that one too, please. And subscribe while you're there, please. It's massive back here, which you'd probably expect from a car that's 4.8 metres, but it is really good. Great headroom. Seat is set for Manos, who is 6'2", and look, I can lie down. Now, we've had a lot of requests from you in the comments, and yes, we do read the comments, even the ones that aren't very nice, that actually when we're talking about tall people in the back sitting behind their driving positions, we actually show them. So your wish is our command. Manos, come on. No, come on. Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
Have you got enough leg room?
Yeah.
Well, stop moaning then. Come on, out you go. Get out. We're done now. Oh, you make such a fuss. You notice though, the doors don't open very wide. I have a feeling that getting kids in and out of car seats in the back might be a bit of a tight squeeze. He really does make a fuss, doesn't he? From launch, there will be two specs, by the way. This is the Ultra, there will be the Plus, and then there will be a Core entry level arriving at a later date. What I really love is that this delightful pano roof that changes from opaque to clear at the touch of a button is standard across the range, and it just elevates everything in here and it makes it feel so special. The boot is massive. It is 523 litres and 646, I think, if you include the under boot storage. Look, you can fit like 3 cabin bags along there. There's still loads of room. And I absolutely love the fact that this underfloor storage splits. You've got a little compartment there, and then on this side, you've got a bigger compartment that fits Manos's massive rucksack in it. It is brilliant, and there is more, because there is a ginormous Frunk round at the front. And the figure has completely slipped my mind. So we will have that on screen in a graphic just here, please, because it's really nice and big. Thank you. Like its main rivals, the EX60 uses an 800-volt system for ultra-fast charging. The P6 charges at up to 320 kilowatts, while the P10 and the P12 can hit 370, right at the sharp end of the class. There's also 22 kilowatt AC as standard, something you do pay extra for on rivals. Of course, it also comes with vehicle to load, although annoyingly, the £194 adapter isn't included, which I think is a little mean. So I've swapped cars. I'm now in the P6, which is the rear-wheel drive single motor. And I've just been for quite an unexpectedly long drive in it, about 3 hours. It's a long story. You don't want to know. Anyway, what that has given me, though, is a really great opportunity to drive this, and I do really like it. It's not as powerful as the P10, but it's still got plenty of performance. And I think, you know, absolutely enough for a car like this. One thing that it's solidified with me, though, is this, the software, the infotainment system, how improved it is. I think it's fair to say that Volvo has had some struggles with their software. The EX30 had a lot of bugs, didn't it, when it first arrived? This system seems to me to be so much better. And somehow everything feels a bit easier, even though it's in the screen. So, for example, when I'm driving, there's a button that comes up there for your regenerative braking. And I've been using the automatic regen braking for the last 3 hours. Really nice system. I think they've done a really good job with that. Shout out as well to the Bowers & Wilkins sound system. It's really nice. It's very treaty, I know, but if you can treat yourself, it's lovely. But let's just quickly talk about efficiency. So it's all very easy to navigate. You've got your apps there, there's your range and your trip, and you can see I've been getting 16.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometres. It's about 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Now, yesterday I did a different drive in the P10. I was actually getting, let me just check my figures, I was getting a very similar 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour on a similar journey to this. So a lot of motorway and some faster A roads. When I hit town yesterday in the P10, I was getting 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour. So I think the early signs are that efficiency is really good. But I think the big takeout that I've got is just what a well put together car this is, not just in its build quality, but in the software, in the driving dynamics. It's all very considered. And in particular this makes me happy. It works. Pricing, well, that starts at £56,860 for the entry-level P6. It's worth noting that the BMW iX3 does cost around £2,000 more, but comes with all-wheel drive and 500 miles of range as standard. The all-wheel drive versions of the EX60 start from just under £60,000, while that high-performance P12 will start from just under £65,000. One area where Volvo has a clear advantage over BMW is the battery warranty. You get a full 10 years of coverage on the high-voltage battery with the EX60, compared to just 8 years with the BMW. And that's worth factoring in if you plan to keep the car for a longer period of time. So this is the last of the premium SUVs to arrive this year. We've had the iX3, we've had the GLC. And there's a saying, isn't there? You save the best till last. So is it the best? Well, I think it looks great. It drives really nicely. The tech is impressive and it's got a lovely interior. I actually think it is the best Volvo EV to date. I really do. And it sets itself up for the most delicious EV battle with those two rivals, doesn't it? And we will be filming that triple test very soon. So if you aren't already, do subscribe to the channel and let us know what you think. You did that with the Walkaround video. What do you think of this? Do you like it? Which would you take out of those three? I'll leave you to decide. Did you put the heated seats on? It's 22 degrees. Well, I didn't put them on. Absolutely roasting, and he put the heated seats on. I can tell from his smirk.